Hello everyone, R. Jerome Harris here from digitaldrake.com. This video is going to show you how to use an FTP client to upload and download files to and from your file server. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol, and it is the best way and the easiest way actually to upload and download files to and from your file servers. A lot of hosting companies have a web-based upload and download utility. They're very slow, very difficult to use. So here's an application here called FileZilla. It is free, and you go to filezilla.org, download it, install it on your computer. Alright, now how do you use it? Very simple. The first thing you want to do is to write down your hosting information, and in other words, to your website, and then simply create an account within FileZilla so you can FileZilla can attach to your website. Let me show you how easy it is. The first thing that you want to do is come up here to where it says File, and then select File Manager. Alright, then you're presented with another dialog box, and if you have a new site, click New Site. At this point, you want to enter in your information. So over here, you can type in your website. Now I'll make up a website name, and I'll call it Cash Biz. All right. And over to your right, where you see Host, this is where you enter in the URL. Now, here's the thing: if you have a full domain, for example, www.digitaldrake.com, like I have, then that's what you put in this host box. However, some of you out there might have what's called a subdomain. If you have a subdomain, you need to talk to your host provider and ask them what is the FTP URL. Now, I'm going to do an example of a subdomain first. Now, for those of you who have subdomains, here's one for you. Let's say, for example, you use Homestead as your hosting provider. Well, Homestead has a host FTP URL of ftp.homestead.com, and that's what you want to put it here. The server type obviously is an FTP or file transfer, so you leave that as it is. Now, the login type is not going to be anonymous. You're going to want to pull down this little button right here and click on Normal. Once you do that, then it's here where it says user and password that you type in your password, your username and password rather. So right here, I'm going to type in a username and a password. Now, your username with Homestead is going to probably be something like an email address or something like that. And of course, you should know the password. All right. Now, once you've set up your host, select the server type, FTP, select login type normal, enter your username and your password, then go ahead and click connect. Once you do that, FileZilla will go ahead and connect to your file server. And as you can see here, over to your left-hand side here, this shows the files residing on your PC, your local PC. And over here is showing the remote site, in other words, your website. So all the files that are on your website will appear in this section here. For example, if I double click on this folder right here, I can see the files that are residing on this particular website. I see 3 HTML files. There's an image directory here that should contain some images, and it's a very easy application to use. Now, how do you transfer files back and forth between your local computer or your PC to your web server? Very easy to do. There's 2 methods of doing it. You can use this panel over here, where if you simply navigate to a location on your desktop or wherever your files are, and I'll do that now. I'll just simply select my desktop, and I'm going to scroll down to see what I can find on my desktop, so I can use as an example to upload something. Okay, here's something here on my desktop, and I'll double click that to open it. And for example, here's some files here that I created. And let's say if I want to upload any of these files here over to my web server, I simply would select this and drag it over here and release my mouse button. And as you can see up here with the activity, that file is transferred over. Notice that I transferred a file over here called confirmation.html. If I come over here, there it is. Now, Homestead, this particular web server does not recognize extensions that have the .html. So what you'll need to do is simply come over here and right-click on that and say rename, and then you can rename that file by typing in an L there. But since I already have one there, it's not going to take it. All right, so but that's how you rename files in Homestead, or using your FTP server or client rather. You simply right-click on the file, then select rename and rename it. Very easy. Now to delete a file, if you don't want it anymore, again select it, right-click and delete, and then click yes, and that file will be removed off your file server. All right. Now the second method, a way of taking a file and bringing it over to your web server, is simply go onto your desktop or the location where those files reside, and just drag and drop the files over into this control panel here. Very easy. Okay. And of course, if you come over here to your left-hand side, again, this is the your local PC here. You can, if you want to upload a file, you can select the file, right-click, and say upload. I find that it's much easier just to take that file, you grab it and just drag it over and upload it to your file server. Also, it's very important if you're a web designer or just getting into web designing, is to be organized when it comes to designing websites. In other words, if you have images, you want to create a folder called images and upload your files into the images folder. And then keep all your HTML files separate from your image files, such as your GIF files and your JPEG files. Now, to create a folder or various folders using FileZilla or any FTP client, that's a very easy matter as well. All you have to do is come over here and right-click in this area here, and then say create directory. Then you're presented with another box here, and simply type in where it has the blue area, for example, your new folder or your new directory name, then click OK. Okay, I won't do this because I'm playing around with somebody else's server. All right, and so that's basically all there is to using an FTP client, and I highly recommend that you play around with FileZilla, become very good at using it, and you never go back to using those hosting account file upload programs that are very slow. You have more control over your web server by using an FTP client. That's what they're designed to do, to help you manage your files on your websites. I hope this presentation helps you. This is R. Jerome Harris from DigitalDrake.com. R. Jerome Harris here again. I forgot to mention how to create or rather attach to or FTP to a web server that is a full domain. The process is the same as it is for a full domain. You simply go up to File, select Site Manager. Then let's see, you want to create a new site, and I already have one created here, which is called WebJava. And let me go ahead and delete that so I can show you how it's done again. Alright, so I'll select new site, type in the site name, anything you want. In my case, I'll call it WebJava. Come over to your right hand side, type in your domain name, the full domain name, which is www, in my case, webjava.com. Server type is FTP, login type is normal. Then type in your username and password, and mine in this example is webjava0, and then my password right here, which you can't see. Alright, once you've done that, then click the connect button. So it's the same thing that you did for doing a subdomain, but in this case you have your full domain. Alright, so I hope that helps you out. Again, this is R. Jerome Harris, and thank you for viewing this presentation.